Hello everybody and welcome to number 5 in our distancing is it quarantine? What did I call this? Distancing. Hi Bethany. Yeah, we can see you. You're waving like a mad person. You can unmute yourself as well. Everyone's being very good because all their microphones are on and yet I can hardly hear anything. Oh, Kaylee, there you are.
Hi.
I thought I recognised you.
I'm sorry, Bethany, I couldn't see you waving then.
Kaylee, can you adjust your input level? That's really quite powerful. You can do it on the,
Yeah.
you can do it on the audio settings, and there's a microphone level there where you can turn off the automatically adjust microphone level and bring it down to about 50%. Have you got some setting there?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to mute you all the time. Lovely. Welcome all. So I'm going to read the disclaimer about you allowing us to record this and put it on social media because we like to cut down all the clips and the best bits. And it's sometimes the best bits are me talking to you and you telling me how you like things done, which is always a good idea. So I need to say this. We need to make you aware that we're recording this session with the expectation of putting it on social media channels in the coming days for other people to enjoy. By joining this session and turning your camera on, you are providing consent for us to do this. If you don't want to be identified, you can turn off your camera by clicking stop video and you'll still be able to see everybody. And you can change your name if you want to not be identified by clicking on the rename button in the participants panel. Please also be aware that any personal pictures and items behind you which you might not want to be shown. And we hope that most of you are fine with this to keep your videos on, of course, and the more interactive we can make this, the better. So welcome all. Welcome, welcome people who are here for the first. Who's here for the first time? Give us a wave. Hi there. And who's here for more than the second time? There you go. We're building up some faithful followers, which is delightful. Good. Now, so today we're going to do a little bit of a warm up, and last week we added the virus warm up isolation song. And I have a new round for you. Well, it's more of a quad libet. You'll discover that in a minute tonight. So we're adding bonus material for you for absolutely no charge. I know. How exciting is that? So I'm going to mute you now, and we're going to just do a little warm up. So let's do this with me. Right. Just centering on the G here. We're just gonna go on a hum. Keep your teeth closed inside. The tune is, we know this as 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns, but just do it as a hum, please. And lovely. And let's go to ooh. Just an ooh, please. And just gently. Ooh. So up a kind of triad. Up 1 to the 6th and then down the scale. Lovely. Let's have a nice gentle E sound. E. Get some resonances going here. 3, 4. E. Ooh. Or. And finally, ah. Lovely. Now Megan Skinner is saying, I'd like the score. Piers, are you dealing with all the comments on the chat? Yeah? Do you realise, everybody, you can actually chat to everybody and you can chat to individual people. So Kelly and Bethany, you can have your own little chat going and no one else will see it if you tap away to each other. So where's the chat? I'm going to put the chat on. There it is. The scores. You should have the scores. I'm going to do another little warm up in a minute. Full arpeggio first, please. I'm going to sing the word arpeggio to, you guessed it, an arpeggio. Open up at the top, please. On arpeggio. Your turn. Arpeggio. 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 One more if I can manage an E, I think. Arpeggio. Bit dodgy for me, that one, I've been a bit croaky today. Right, lovely. I'm going to unmute you and explain what's going to happen. So this week's extra free bonus material is a little round, and it's actually the second breakfast cereal round I've written. I tend to write a lot of ups on foodstuffs, things we eat. I don't know quite why. And yesterday I found myself singing this. Slightly mad when you're in lockdown and you go slightly bonkers, and I was making my breakfast and I was going, little bit of toast, little bit of toast, little bit of toast, and unfortunately some other tunes came into my head, and that's exactly what we're going to sing. So I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to learn the breakfast round. So there it is. Now this is how this works, chaps. I have actually allocated certain breakfast foods to certain parts of the choir, and you can of course sing that bit if it's in your range, but you may prefer to sing the part of breakfast that you eat yourself. I don't know, I don't want to restrict the way you use it. It is in fact a round, so but I thought it would be a bit complicated to learn all 6 bits today, so we're just going to do it like a quadlibet and sing one over and over again. And what happens is when we do the performance, it happens in the number that you can see, the big fat number at the beginning. So altos, it starts with you. The second people that come in are the mezzos, who prefer a simple cup of tea. The third people are baritones, who like yogurt and fruit, and I'm in that section. And then you can see the sopranos with cereal, tenors when hard-boiled egg with soldiers, and basses are telling us about breakfast. So yes, it's a bit odd, a bit stupid. Let's learn the individual lines. So altos, you do this. A little bit of toast. 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 It's rather a delightful hearing you sing it back with a 3-second delay, I must say. Piers, I haven't yet made you the co-host. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go back to unsharing, and I'm going to make Piers, who is ChoirCommunity actually. I'm going to make you a co-host, so you have the power to mute everybody if you think it's getting out of hand. I don't think it was getting out of hand. It in a very, very close.
Sorry, I muted you as well. Sorry.
Yeah, you had to unmute me. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So if you mute everybody, unmute me. Lovely. So that's the altos. Let's do the. You can all sing these, by the way. The mezzo part. 3, 4. I just prefer a simple cup of tea. 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 There you go. It's self-explanatory, isn't it, Ronnie? Now, the next people to come in are the baritones. And if I do it like that, you can actually see the whole line. It's got to be... Okay, it's got to be yogurt basses. Well, it's baritone basses. And go. It's got to be yogurt and fruit for me. It's got to be yogurt and fruit for me. It's got to be yogurt and fruit for me. It's got to be yogurt and fruit for me. Happy baritones. Then we got sopranos. Top sops coming in next with cereal with some milk and sugar cereal. With some milk and sugar cereal. With some milk and sugar cereal. Some milk and sugar, etc., etc., and round it goes. The later you come in, the less you have to sing. tenors, are you ready for this? Now, I can't sing this today because I'm a baritone. So I'm going to play it on the piano and maybe falsetto it. Tenors, there's your first note. A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with soldiers. 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 I've put with soldiers. Obviously, that's with. What a ridiculous way to mistake to make there. Now, Piers will tell you that I actually put Marmite on my soldiers, but there's nowhere to put that in there, so I can't actually put the Marmite, which is a shame because I really wanted to put a 3-minute hard-boiled egg with Marmite on my soldiers. It's just it wouldn't fit, so that's a shame. Where's number 6? There you are, basses. There we go, and you pin it up at the bottom with the never-ending truth that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Okay, happy with that basis? Now the only other thing to notice is at the very end where we finish. And when it slows down, and I'll slow it down with the conducting, you finish on the pause on bar 1. So sopranos will go cereal. Okay, mezzos, that is actually wrong. What you're meant to do is just sing the word T on the second beat. So he goes T. So under the word just, you're meant to sing T. I've corrected that now in the second version. This is the original draft, and it's not right. So just sing the word T. Altos, a little bit of toast. Nice and easy. You stop on the word toast. Tenor, you go a 3-minute egg. You promote the word egg earlier, and you sing egg where you would sing hard before. Baritones, it's got to be yogurt, and you finish on yogurt. And bass is breakfast, and that's all you need to know. Are you ready for the first performance? This is actually the second. We did it this morning with another choir, so this is the second world premiere of Breakfast Round 2. Are you ready? I can't hear anybody. Can you unmute everybody?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Ready.
Now,
We're ready.
Ready.
Yeah.
it's actually struck me that those in Oz and New Zealand, it's very appropriate for you because you might be eating this very thing.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, it's 8:15, and I've got mashed potato about to, so that's not going to work. Who has mashed potato for breakfast? Right, I'm gonna do this as we go along. It's a bit cumbersome, but that's the only way to do it, to follow your lines. So first going through, hold your line. Altos, you'll hear a piano intro first, and I'll bring you in as we go along. Here we go.
Don't worry about that.
But when he was going through
Unmute me, please. Altos. A little bit of toast. 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 I just prefer a simple cup of tea. A little bit of toast. I just prefer a simple cup of tea. Baritone. A little bit of toast. I just prefer. It's gotta be yogurt and fruit for me. I just prefer. It's gotta be yogurt and fruit for me. Sopranos.
Some milk and sugar cereal.
A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with soldiers. A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with soldiers. Bases. Keep going, come on. A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with soldiers. It's got to be yogurt. Lovely. Okay, how did you get on?
good.
Okay,
It's
good.
really
Very
nice.
good.
Good.
It's all right
Sounds
for about
really
halfway
lovely.
through.
Okay, I think we should. I think have you memorised your bit yet?
Yeah.
Well, I like to give you the option of singing what you like. So the idea is to sing, is to keep flipping from the lines and sing what you want, and try and sing as many of the different lines as possible. Okay. So let's all stand and do version 2. And in this version, you can sing whatever you like as you go through. And we'll all start with the altos, and then we can flop whichever line. And I want you particularly to concentrate on the food that you like to eat most, not necessarily your part. Okay. Shall we? Do we want to keep the music on? Do you need the music on? The screen?
Yes.
You
Well,
do.
yes, if we're going to sing the other parts, we do.
I guess you do. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. All right. Is it okay if I keep doing that? Will that help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and do it in time. Right. Thank you. Here we go. You'll hear the piano and then altos. A little bit of toast, 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 a little bit of toast.
I just prefer a simple cup of tea.
A little bit of toast.
I just prefer a simple cup of tea.
Baritone.
I just
It's gotta be yogurt and fruit for me. It's gotta be yogurt and fruit for me. Sopranos. It's gotta be yogurt and fruit for me. It's gotta be yogurt and fruit for me. Tenors. A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with seasons. A 3-minute yogurt and fruit with seasons. A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with seasons. It's got to be yogurt and fruit with seasons. A 3-minute hard-boiled egg with seasons. It's got to be yogurt and fruit with seasons. It's got to be yogurt and fruit with seasons. Last one. Here we go. Stop. It's got to be yogurt. Thank you, and relax. It's got to be yogurt. Stop sharing. Yeah, I'm a yogurt man myself, so I would have sung baritone. Was there any breakfast food that I failed to include there?
Porridge.
Avocado and toast.
Oh,
Porridge, of course.
Porridge.
Obviously.
Okay. Okay, can you put suggestions for new verses in the text, please? And by next week, we'll have a line for porridge. And does anyone have kippers? Anyone have kippers? Not popular.
Kippers.
Right, okay, it's time for our proper first piece, and it is called Welcome Table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table in the realm of American gospel songs. I'm simply going to take you through all the lines first, and then we're going to put it together straight away. So, I'm going to mute you now. It's very simple. The tune is in the alto. Do I see? Yes. So, altos always do a little dance when they have the tune. So you start there, altos. It goes, I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. And that's basically all it is. You've learnt it already, altos. So sopranos are going to put your line on top. Sing this with me, sopranos. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. My sopranos really enjoy that little chromatic bit coming down. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. They kind of sing it with a kind of knowing little smile. Table one of these days. They enjoy a little bit of... Who doesn't enjoy some chromatics every now and again? Okay. Tenors, are you with me? I can't see any tenors at all. I'm looking at page 2. Tenors. Any tenors on page 2? Hi, Bev. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're back. You're a tenor. Any male tenors, or are you all basses? Bev, it's just you and me, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's enough, isn't it? So I'm gonna... About the same split as my choir, 50-50. Male to female tenors. Right, so we're here, tenors. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. I think these lockdown choirs have taken their toll on me, and I'm not a tenor today, and I normally am, which is a shame. So that's your part, tenors. Hope you sang it better than I did, Bev. You probably did. Now, here is the bass part. So rest of you guys, I hope you're all basses, unless some of you are altos, and I missed it. You've also got a little hallelujah for the tenors, so you've hardly got anywhere to breathe. There's a little hallelujah in the middle. Basses, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, oh brother. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. Nice to see a lot of people practicing their sight reading and singing the bass part there. Lovely. Okay, let's try that. Just that verse. Straight in. You'll hear the chord. Come on. So I'm just going to make sure you have your parts. Soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And we'll sing this first verse. Then I'll explain what happens. Here it goes. I'll try and bring you in. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, brother. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. Okay, so before we go on, that's basically all the music. Does anybody want their part again because they found it hard to sing with all the other parts? You have to wave at me if you want my attention. I think you're all there. Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne. I'm going to unmute you. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi.
You got this wonderful... Is it sunlight on your hair, or is it a light in your room?
No, it's just a light. Unfortunately, I can't move my computer.
Okay, well, it's very appropriate. You've got a golden halo around you. What would you like to ask?
Just the alto. Yeah, just some of the
The alto again. All right. So altos, sing along with me, altos. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. So the thing to watch is that last line where you go to the 7th. You go, sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. Is that clear? Anyone else want anything before we crack into the whole song? Happy? No one's waving on page 1? Page 2, which is good. Lovely, thank you. Okay, so this is what happens. Basically, it's the same music again. We go into verse 2 on page 2. I'm going to drink sweet milk and honey. And we like to add a little action here. So you can drink milk and honey with different cups. You can drink them differently. You can have like a pint of milk and you can have a, I don't know, how does Winnie the Pooh drink honey? Out of a massive, great big, beehive. That's okay. I'm going to drink sweet milk and honey one of these days. I'm going to drink milk and honey. Going to drink sweet milk and honey. I'm going to sit at the welcome table. So the first time you just sing right through to the end. Got it? Then, up to the top of the page again for verse 3, I'm going to sing in the heavenly choir. And for this one, I like people to, you could stand like you're in a bit of a gospel choir like this, or a classical choir. You can do whatever you like. You can sort of sing in a bit. And a little bit more choral. So I'm going to sing in the heavenly choir. It's nice to do a bit of that, this verse. And then you do that, you go round to the end. And then at the end, you add all the verses you've done already. So you go, gonna sing in the heavenly choir. Then the altos sing, I'm gonna. Only the altos do that little link. I'm gonna. Okay? And then we drink sweet milk and honey. And then we sit at the welcome table one of these days. You go through. See, it's like when Grandma went shopping, you add another one each time. The verse. I'm going to shout and never get tired. On that verse, you'll hear, you kind of crescendo to the word shout. I'm going to shout and never get. And then you diminuendo, crescendo again. So emphasize the word shout on the shout verse. I'm going to shout and never get tired. I'm going to shout. Bit of extra on the word shout there. So when you get to the end there, you're going to shout and never get tired. Going to sing in the heavenly choir. Going to drink sweet milk and honey. Going to sit at the welcome table one of these days. Final verse, it's self-explanatory. There's something else to add. All God's children are going to sit together. Hallelujah. All God's children sit together. Now in bar 28, the rhythm of all God's children, the all gods are crotchets. All God's children, they're not as written. So you'll hear that coming earlier, all right? All the other verses go 1, 2, 3, gonna drink, or gonna sing, or gonna shout. The final verse goes, gather all God's children, all right? So that's on a crotchet. We wanted to save paper by not actually having that lots of other pages of music there. The only other thing to say is that basses, you will change your word to sister in verse 3 and verse 5. You'll notice that. So I'm going to sing in the heavenly choir, oh sister. And all God's children are going to sit together, oh sister. All right? That's all the information you need. Any questions? Good, lovely. Let's stand and sing this. First time. We may have questions after this first performance. No, honestly, really, is anyone really desperately all at sea and want anything explaining? Because I don't
what you've taught them.
Anybody wave at me? Anybody want anything explained, or are you happy? This is great. Let's chuck into it, shall we? Here we go. Welcome table number 1. Here is the beginning. You'll hear the notes, and off we go. See you at the end. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, brother. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. Gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. Gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna shout and never get tired. gonna shout and never get tired one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna shout and never get tired. Gonna shout and never get tired. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, one of these days. All God's children gonna sit together. All God's children gonna sit together one of these days. Hallelujah. All God's children gonna sit together. All God's children gonna sit together. I'm gonna shout and never get tired. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. How you get on?
Not too bad.
Did you notice a few? You know what's nice is that basically you're all about as I am. That's basically the truth. You were going with the actions, which was wonderful. A lot of you. Do some of you in your choirs do you use actions for this sort of song? Some of you do. It's nice, isn't it? But sometimes it can be really, really naff. And if you do like a gospel sway, you don't want the people who are going to, do this kind of. You have to do that. So if you do a gospel sway,
You go the wrong way.
you got to go there, you got to go there, you got to go there, and you got to make sure everybody does the same direction. It's hard. And so if you do the actions, you've got to have everyone to be fully committed, yeah, and get them on board and say, guys, learn this off by heart. We're going to do these actions. And basically, it doesn't matter what actions you get. Did anybody think of better actions than I was doing? I'm sure you did. I realised that there weren't any actions for sit at the welcome table. I couldn't sit down. At the welcome table. Was that good enough? Anybody got a better? Oh, nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So Judith's got a welcome table. The welcome table, all spread out, all laid out.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Anybody got totally lost?
A bit.
A bit. Okay. What do you mean a bit? What do you mean?
Well, I did because I didn't have
What bit do you want to sort out?
Just happens very fast.
Was it fast? Okay, well, I thought we wanted something rousing. We've had quite a lot of slow, sad music, so we wanted something rousing for this week. So look, now you know the speed. The second time through, you'll be more on it, won't you?
Yeah.
And shall we go with the actions? If you didn't do the actions first time, shall we get into it this time?
Yeah.
And I like Judith's table. I'm going to have table, welcome table.
Table, I think that's lovely.
Shout, yeah, and never get tired. Was that a bit too much?
Never get tired.
Never get tired.
Never get
Can you see me? Can you see me? Never get tired. I tell you what. If you don't want to see everybody muck it up, choose speaker view, and you'll have just me mucking it up. Right.
That's so
Right.
good.
My music ready. On your feet, Pete. Let's go to church. Hi, Facebook people. This is called Welcome Table, and we've got a Zoom session going on here. People have downloaded the music. So
No, I think I clicked on the
you're on
link.
Choir Community, you've gone on to the thing. Some of you may have the music on Facebook. Come on next week and join us on the Zoom thing. Right, are you ready? Mute you all. Here we go. Welcome Table, take 2, and we've got some new actions for you. Hopefully, if I see some better ones, I'll be copying you. Are you ready? I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, brother. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey, oh brother. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, one of these days. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. Gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, one of these days. I'm gonna shout and never get tired. I'm gonna shout and never get tired one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna shout and never get tired. Gonna shout and never get tired. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, one of these days. All God's children gonna sit together. All God's children gonna sit together one of these days. Hallelujah. All God's children gonna sit together. All God's children gonna sit together. I'm gonna shout and never get tired. I'm gonna sing in the heavenly choir. I'm gonna drink sweet milk and honey. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, one of these days. Thank you. Well, thank you for entering in the spirit of that. I have to say.
Great.
Lovely.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
And just as well you were muted, though.
Sorry, you were muted. Yeah, I wish I could have heard. Did anyone sing any extra harmonies? Did anyone find a new desk hand?
Probably.
That kind of happens.
Not on purpose.
You get somebody who goes
Yeah, I
on.
did. I don't have the music. I made it up.
Yeah, so did I.
There. Okay, so a bit of fun there, a bit of fun, but it's got a serious message as well. Somewhere there. Paul and Mabon, what a shame. Did you turn your camera off for that one? Did we not? We didn't see you, did we? Were you doing the actions, Bethany?
It's because we're eating.
We've done the breakfast song.
They were eating last week as well, I remember.
Well, they're very busy people. They finish work at 6 o'clock. They've got barely time to get.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Table.
Bethany's also one of the sopranos that you hear on the track, so I think a little bit of respect might go down well.
A lovely voice, yeah.
Good, lovely. Thank you so much. That was a bit of fun. So for our second song today, we changed the mood slightly. We go to Wales. Unfortunately, only the title of this is in Welsh, and we will get to sing Welsh at some point. And so apologies to our Welsh speakers for not actually doing proper Welsh. We will.
Well, I don't know, but I don't have the music anyway, so I'm going to have to make it up.
Oh, right. We can share this on the screen, I suppose. Why did you not happen? You've obviously paid to be here, so did it not work, the printout?
If you're talking to me, then I printed out some music called Sue Goa.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's Siogan. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, Craig. Yeah.
Siogan. Siogan.
Siogan, yeah.
That's how you say it.
Okay.
S is a sh. The S is a sh.
Oh, not in this.
Idris, can you put us to right?
Oh, it's a plain. Well, in my opinion, it's a plain old boring S.
No, it isn't.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right, if anybody's disagreeing with Idris, I'm gonna give him your address. Idris, were you quite militant in your youth when it comes to Welsh speakers?
Me?
Did you campaign for the Welsh?
Yeah, I have to.
The Brothers of Glendower.
I came to it. I came to it a little bit late, maybe.
That's okay. But I think it's really important that we keep our old indigenous languages alive. Really important. It's funny because being brought up in England, I'm half Scottish, but I was born in London, so I feel more English than Scottish, which is a shame because I love Gaelic, and we don't really have Saxon anymore. We don't have Anglo-Saxon anymore, do we? We have a few Anglo-Saxon words. That's about it. We don't have our songs in the original language, which is a shame. If you're at the far-flung reaches, you get these wonderful languages and wonderful culture, don't you? And legacy, which is wonderful. So we're going to dip into a lot of that if we can. So we've got, say it again. I'm Siogan.
Siogan.
Siogan. A long A.
Would you like to sing this straight away or go through some parts?
Let's have a go.
Let's have a go, and then you can ask me things after. That's a good idea. Let's mute this one. Let's go straight from the top and sing Siogan number 1, and then you can ask me questions in between. Here we go.
Hush, my dear one, sleep serenely. No, my lovely slumber deep. Mother rocks you, humming glory. Close your eyes now, go to sleep. Angels hover ever nearer, looking on your smiling face. I will hold you close and fold you. Close your eyes now, go to sleep. Have no fear now, leaves are knocking, gently knocking at our door. Have no fear now, waves are beating, gently beating on the shore. Sleep, my darling, none shall harm you, nor alarm you, never cry. In your cradle, sweetly smiling, and guiding those on high.
There we go. Right. So wave to me if you want to ask anything or have anything played. I'm looking for waves. You're very confident tonight. Karen Evans, coming to you. Hi, Karen. Talk to me, Karen. I've unmuted you. Oh, we still can't hear you. That's weird. No, Karen, we can't hear you at all. Is there something missing from your input? Have you overridden your mic or something? Okay, Karen, what you need to do, just tap your question into the chat box for us all, and then that's how we're going to know what you want. All right, so this is it. This is exciting. Waiting to see what Karen wants. Anybody else want to ask a question while Karen's typing? Vivienne, coming to you.
Yes, I find it quite, sometimes, I mean, you want it soft with the alto and the tenor and the bass singing the hums, but it's so much easier to sing ooh softly.
Yeah, I think so. And I think tonight, particularly with the voices on the track are quite low, quite soft, aren't they? So if you want to ooh, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I think sometimes I do this with my choirs. We hum with our lips open and our teeth closed. It sounds like a hum, but it's about double volume. So it would be rather than see. So that's something we tend to do. Did anybody else do that? The teeth closed and the lips open. It sounds a bit like when you all do it together. It sounds quite like a hum. But if you want to do ooh, that's fine. But I really love that. I love the sound of a choir humming. It's got a special quality to it. Right. So Karen, can you do the humming in the alto line, please? Now, okay. I will indeed. Now that's before the split, isn't it? So it's just the beginning. Here's the beginning altos. We have the sopranos sing 4 bars on their own, and then you go. You'll notice I've given you some cheeky splits altos, and then did you work out what you were? First, second altos? Are you very easy deciding what that is? It's very simple, just thirds there, so not rocket science there for the splits. Anyone else got a question for me? You're either all very, very well behaved or incredibly bored, so it's wonderful. It's nearly close to the end of our session. I think we should sing this again. Somebody asked earlier for the isolation warm-up. Well, we weren't going to do that tonight. Would you like to do it again? No one's that keen. So what we can do, we can... Megan Skinner, hello. Haven't spoken to you yet today. How are you, Megan?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
So somebody was expecting to do the isolation warm-up for the 3rd week running. That's why we did the breakfast one this morning. We'll do it next week. We'll do isolation warm-up next week. And I think we're going to make it available on the website as well, okay? So anyone else got a question before we finish? I'm going to do final Siogan. Siogan. Is it Garn? Someone said it's a long A.
Craig, can I ask something before you mute us all?
Go on. Go ahead.
I would like to do the isolation warm-up with my kids' choir. Is that okay?
Absolutely, yes. It's free to anybody. Absolutely. Do you have it?
I don't. That's why I'm asking for it.
Okay. Right. I think we're going to make it available in a new rounds pack, because I'm going to put the breakfast one and that one and something else in a little cheap rounds pack for you to download from ChoirCommunity. So we might do that. Okay, we'll let you know. When do you want to do it?
Monday.
Right, we'll do it. We'll do it in good time. Promise. Way before Monday. Of course, if anyone wants to do any of this music with your choirs, you can download it as of the end of tonight. You won't be able to get 1 copy only, and these are only for tonight. So if you want to get multiple copies and backing tracks, they'll be there on the site for you. Any of the stuff we've done in our sessions. And I hope you'd like to do that. Some people on Facebook are saying, I want to do this. So that hopefully they'll go. I don't know if they're going to go to the site. Maybe that's why they're there. But it's lovely to see you all. Thanks for the newcomers. Great for having you join us. And I hope you come again. It's new music every week. There's a special day next week. It's Anzac Day, actually on the day of the thing. So we're going to do a special World War I song next week for Anzac Day, which will be very meaningful for everyone, particularly those Kiwis and Aussies amongst us. So hi Eileen, yeah, that'll be good, and we're definitely going to repeat that one. We may do another one on Wednesday as well. Thank you everybody. You can type any more questions before we finish. Type some questions for peers or ChoirCommunity in the chat box. Let's stand and do our final performance tonight. Thank you so much for coming.
Hush, my dear one, sleep serenely. No, my lovely slumber deep. Mother rocks you calmly. Close your eyes now, go
Thank you. That send anyone to sleep?
Yeah, lovely.
So you can sing that again tonight as your head hits the pillow.
It's beautiful.
But for some of you, it's still 6 in the morning. So we tell you what, Aussies, go back to bed now, singing that. There you go. Got another couple of hours before the day starts. Thanks so much for coming. I hope to see you again. We really value this time with you and your commitment to this crazy idea. So bless you all. Thank you. Stay safe.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to sing with you all.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Ending the meeting now. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.